friends, we're back at Gay Gardens. It's been almost a year to the day that we bought the property, and we've made some serious headway. I would take you in the inside, but they're doing electrical and it's really getting worse before it gets better, but that's what you have to do electrical. Winter is here and they're going to be soon not working outside much, but we've done a lot of clearing, including we had one lean-to that was falling down, and we removed that, stored all the usable wood in the chicken house, and then we started to tackle the dead trees, which we had a lot of them. And this is the latest group of trees, although this one's not dead that they cut. They just cut out some bushes. And I think I've kind of decided on the chicken house. It's in poor condition, and it's not architecturally exciting, but it is part of the original house, so we are going to save it. But I think I want to, which would be not any more work to do this, which is to move it. And I think I would move it and use it as restore it, and then use it as a garden shed, and then put on the spot a really great poultry house that would be safe for a fowl and whatnot. So that's the plan there, because they could basically disassemble it, repair it, and re-repair it. And we've got lots of places to put a garden, garden storage space, and it's got a lot of space. And then this is a nice area that has in the past been used for parking, and we'll probably do that too. And you can see there's a lot of machinery here to do this project all over the place, but here's the remains of the where there once was a little lean-to building, but oddly enough someone once lived in it. So I'm going to walk you down to the area, and of course this upset David greatly because he loved the magic of all of the nature and whatnot that was here, but there were a lot of dead trees, lots of them. So we cleared the space out. It is winter, and of course everything is starting to die back, but we've got a lot of usable space, and I'm fascinated by soil here. In this particular area, it's dark, which was what I'm used to, but in the front it's very sandy, so I think this would probably be a good place for gardens. And you can see here's all of our dead trees. We're going to stop with the tree removal until after spring comes, and then we can determine who's alive and who's not. But unfortunately, this one, the one on the right side, which is a beautiful shape, I think it's gone. So that'll have to be removed because it's in a dangerous place. What I'm really worried about is if it fell and it took out our big gorgeous one. And I'm hoping that that'll last beyond my lifetime, that big beauty. So this is all cleared out, and using an inspiration from Williamsburg, Virginia, we've had the crew, instead of hauling the trees away, we're using them to create a border. And it'll take about 50 to 100 years for these trees to break down. So they'll create a nice natural border, and I think moss will grow on them, and all kinds of lovely vegetation to create a border space. So you can see they're just lining them up. And over here is the entrance to the little beaver pond, and I've shown you the big beaver pond, but this down here is the little beaver pond. and I will try to get down there in another video, but I showed you Big Beaver Pond. And the problem with Little Beaver Pond is a lot of wild roses, and they get you when you're on your way down. Now, some of you may say, okay, this is extreme what we've done with the trees in this area. However, I was out here with Mr. Butler, and we did save this lovely holly bush. I was out here with Mr. Butler, and we were talking about all of this. And while we were standing exactly about right here, looking this way, we heard a huge boom, and a branch fell off of one of the trees. So we really do have to tend to these trees. Now below here, this natural part, we're not going to do anything except create a path down to Little Beaver Pond, and we'll use logs and things to help build steps and whatnot. But unfortunately, all this removal of plants have made the barn look more decrepit. But we're going to repair this. But one of the first things we have to do, as you can see, we've got, it looks like a walnut tree that is leaning, literally the branches are leaning on the roof of the barn, so that's going to have to get repaired. This project isn't going to start until the house is really done. We'll do this in the next stage, and I think this would make a great like a arts and crafts place to do work and whatnot. So, and then of course, as they remove things, we find all kinds of, there's some kind of metal piece probably for an early tractor. And there's more things like that. I don't want this, but it'll end up going to somebody who does. And we had a big mound here that had all kinds of insects growing in it. And we waited till the winter and removed that. You know, you like to leave things like that for insects to live and over the winter, but you know, there's 13 acres here, so there's plenty of wildlife places for them to be. And then ultimately, about right in here, right in this space, you can hear I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the tape measures and guns, nail guns going off in the house. They're really going at it today. But right in here, we're going to create a little naturalistic stream, and then right in this space here, we're going to create a nice sized pond, because I love water features. Even though we've got this wonderful creek, down the way, it's a little bit of a trek to get there. So the farmer left some of this soybeans. Half the field is not been harvested, and I don't understand what that is. It might be to attract deer for hunting, even though we have specifically said that there's no hunting, no trespassing, so we'll have to deal with that. But I kind of get that that's what's going on, because I can see that the food is starting to become scarce, so the deer will come in and eat the soybeans. And normally this would be kind of our like a little shade area, but now everything's dying off. But you can see there's the big tree, that the center one it's my favorite of the whole. And we will have a tree doctor come out and tend to that tree, but I think this one unfortunately is gone. One of our friends suggested that we could put a platform on it, but that would still it's still dangerous since it's gone now. But I should get you a view of this way. You can see that it's quite a little hill here, which is part of what makes it really lovely to look at the view. And here you can see maybe why the soil here is so dark is from 150 years of burning, and so it could be charcoal. I'm not sure. But here you can see the natural contour that this is going to feed our little pond that's going to go right here. And I'm going to take you up to the house. I'm not going to take you in today because it wouldn't be safe for us. So you can see they've taken off the siding, and the last time I was here I didn't say anything to David, but I asked both the Davids, David Butler and David Robinson, come outside, and I had a new idea, which is to make a new room onto the house. So since we had to do this work, and really this little was like a porch, closed-in porch, really needed a tremendous amount of work. Why not just create a new space? So we're going to add on from the back porch to the corner of the building, and this piece, which was problematic until it was opened up, we didn't know what it was, but it's an overflow for like kitchen grease, which we don't need that anymore, and it hasn't been used in decades. So they're going to demo that out, and then a new room will appear right here. And one of the reasons for this is this space will give us this view, which I think is lovely. And it maybe, if it's not lovely now, trust me, it will be when we're done with it. So that's what they're working on now. We did a lot of work while we were here on ordering the windows. So the windows are going to be, I think there's going to be 6 of them. So there'll be 6 big windows out and a doorway out. So this is going to be really, really nice. But right now, the only thing separating the house from the elements is that tarp paper. And now's the time to do it, because they'll do the electrical, the heating, and whatnot. So they'll do it all at once. So the Mr. Butler and David are up there making lots of plans for plugs and light switches and all the things you have to decide on doing. So I'm walking around to the side of the house, and of course, it hasn't been painted for many years. So the paint literally just peels off. So that'll all have to be done properly, because I'm sure it's lead paint, so they'll have to do that. Of course, this front garden has really been the epicenter to a lot of drama lately, but we're coming out of that. And I'm going to turn you around, and I'm going to show you the finished porch, which is complete, and I'm beyond thrilled that this is done. This was believe it or not, this was a big project. So we've got that done, and repairs have been done to the bay. Come spring, I'm going to plant a wisteria vine, and hopefully, I don't know what color it'll be, but hopefully it will create, maybe I'll plant 2, create a magical space. So I showed you, or told you my last time I was here, that we're continuing with this trim, And you can see it's really starting to create a base for the house, like a cake, a platform. And we each put fish scales on the bays. So we're going to have another bay, which I'll get to, and that'll have fish scales too. But this really, I think, is working beautifully. Other than the fact that, you know, when it rains, you know, since there's nothing there, there's, you know, there's the mud gets back on it. But we'll get that. It won't be doing that once it's landscaped right. And we'll probably put French drains around the whole house, which is where you basically dig a trench and fill it with gravel, and that helps with things like that. So here you can see they've started around, and it's going to go all the way around. It's going to go loop the whole house. So it's gotten kind of quiet in the house. So I think well, there's not a lot of electricity because they're doing the wiring, but you can see that they're doing some foundation repair. It's not, you know, not anything major, thank God. And then we will continue the trim all the way around the house. Well, that's it for today. And when we're back, we're going to have the latest, newest improvements. All right. Bye, friends.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button.